Yes. Here we go.
What, we come together?
Yeah.
Good morning. Now, if you're able, I want to invite you to stand up and clap your hands. And this is what I want you to do. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together.
We come together
In the name of love. We come together.
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 We come together
In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together.
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 We come together
In the name of love. We come together.
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 We come together
In the name of love. From every walk of life.
Every walk of life.
Every creed and color.
Every creed and color.
In kinship we unite.
We should reunite.
In honor of the God in each other. Ooh, take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 We come together
In the name of love. We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together in the name of love. Oh, we come together.
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 We come together
In the name of love. We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together
In the name of love.
Oh my God. And we are off. Well, good morning. What do you think? Welcome to this gathering at the Center for Spiritual Living Center, Rosa. I'm going to shout out to Chris Ritchie. He's our music director. He gives us beautiful music, and he put this together. Look what he brought here. So thank you, and there's more to come, by the way. Hello, I'm going to calm down now. I'm Jennifer Mann. I'm prayer practitioner and board member emeritus, and I'm very happy to be here today. And happy Mother's Day. And welcome to, and welcome to our live stream visitors. It's so wonderful to have you here. I know you're watching us from all over the world, and that's just lovely. So, if you have questions about this center and what goes on here, what I like to do is go to the website, which is www.cslsr.org. Go down where the typewriter is, the old typewriter, and find the bulletin, because it tells you everything that's going on here during the month. It contains everything happening. We have small groups, we have concerts, we have classes, lots of classes, we have bake sales, and so much more you don't want to miss out on. So check it out. We also are very proud of our youth and family services that we provide, from newborn to teen, there's an opportunity for children to come together in community and find their way on their own spiritual path, which is just a beautiful thing. But we're looking to expand the youth program. So if you love caring for babies, you know, they are the teachers. You might think you are, but they are the teachers. If you like to care for toddlers and babies, we have an opportunity for you to do that as a volunteer. All you need to do is contact Jennifer Caldwell, who's our youth director, and she's at youth@cslsr.org, and find out how you might be able to serve. So our teens are also raising money to cover the cost to go to teen camp this year. And if you would like to help support them in their goal, you go to the website, click on the photo of the teens, and in fact, today there's something going on. If you're looking for a new plant, the teens will be in the social hall today, and you can buy a plant that they grew to help support their trip to teen camp. I'll be out there. We are also a teaching ministry, which is what really drew me here and kept me here. We have spiritual education here at the center, and I have something to show you. We have the brand new schedule of classes from July through December available now. It's out there in the social hall, and I think you might want to pick one up. We also do offer scholarships for any of our classes that count as prerequisites to become a prayer practitioner. Okay, let's come together for a moment. Would you please join me in speaking aloud our vision and mission as a community? The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. We follow this vision through the 5 core spiritual practices of our teaching. Would you please read those with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, spiritual circulation. So, today's Mother's Day, and these beautiful flowers are here and dedicated to all the mothers who are out here in the audience. So we'd like to take a moment to honor our wonderful moms. So if you are a mother, please stand so we can acknowledge you. Would you please remain standing if you are a grandmother? If you are a great-grandmother, please remain standing. Do we have any great-great-grandmothers? We would also like to acknowledge that sometimes people have to stand in the role of mother, whether or not they are biologically a mother. So if you have fulfilled that role in someone's life, please stand so we can acknowledge you. If you're watching online, hello. We would like to acknowledge the mothers, and you would like to acknowledge the mothers in your life. Please post an acknowledgement and maybe a photo of your mother on our Facebook group or in the comments of our live stream on YouTube and Facebook Live. Thank you. to all the wonderful mothers in our community. Your presence is such a blessing. And now we would like to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, please stand as you can or just raise your hand, and we will bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of our welcome. Please remain standing or keep your hand raised so we can find you. Sounds like a good idea. Great-great-grandma is getting a flower. Oh, and if you're watching online for the very first time, let us know in the chat because we're very grateful that you're here with us today. So now I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and Dr. Edwards' message today is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. Just know this, you are welcome here. Now please enjoy some more music before our short time of silent contemplation and prayer.
I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. You can sing that with us if you want. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. Sing it again. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. Sing it one more time. And I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. Surrendering
Dropping down into this very moment. Surrendering into that embrace of the divine love that wraps itself around and infills all of creation. This one presence, this one source, fully here. Expressing in and through and as all that there is, nothing, no one left out of this love, this life. And so I simply recognize this one presence right where I am, as I am, the very stuff of which I am made, that unfolds and expresses through me every moment. And I know this as the truth of each one here, each one hearing this word. For it is the truth of life itself. It is this that holds us this morning in this service, opens us anew in this morning in its brand newness, expressing through each one in their uniqueness. For we are all brought forth from this one, held, supported, sustained. And so I simply know this. I stand in this conscious awareness. In feeling that sweet, warm, loving embrace right here, I simply give thanks for this call home in conscious awareness. And I let go into that divine embrace, knowing that it is truly known, it is truly done. And so I let it be, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. I'm Ruth Barnhart, a minister here at our center. Please join with me in reading this morning's affirmation. I live from my value in ways that enhance my life and the world around me. And so it is.
Everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
Change the way you're looking at a thing. The thing you're looking at is gonna change. Everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
You may have to dig deeper to find what will release you. This feeling that you had that left you feeling sad. There's nothing you can have outside yourself to fix it. And that's the reason why sometimes we have to cry to let it all go. Be still and know everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
Change the way you're looking at a thing. The thing you're looking at is gonna change. Everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
You may have to dig deeper to find what will release you. This may be hard to take, but some things we tend to hate is not a God mistake. Placed here to be corrected. Every player has a role to make this world a whole, not for us to control. Be still and know everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
Change the way you're looking at a thing. The thing you're looking at is gonna change. Everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
You may have to dig deeper to find what will release you. Everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
Change the way you're looking at a thing. The thing you're looking at is gonna change. Everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
You may have to dig deeper to find what will release you. I said everything, everything.
Everything is an inside job.
Everything is an inside job. Well, I said everything, everything. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Nick, our drummer. Let's hear it for Nick, our drummer. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Wonderful. Happy Mother's Day. And what a wonderful thing that we should be here on Mother's Day to enjoy this music. Nick and I were talking about Nick on the drums over there, that we're on stage with. Really want you to get this. 3 significantly important contributors to our entire movement's cultural and musical identity. Their combined musical contribution to our movement is staggering. These 3 people on stage, we should take a moment to acknowledge we were here today when they came together on our stage. It's a magnificent thing. Thank you for being here. Because I'll tell you something, music is the language that goes straight to our hearts, and it is more likely that we will remember the music than we will remember the message. And so I know my place, and so I'm going to up my game today. I will not be outshone. It's so lovely to have worked with you 3 for so long now, and I put on Facebook, do you know any of their songs? And the list of people whose lives have been touched by the music of these 3 artists is staggering. So they're coming back this afternoon, yeah. Our topic today is a values-led life. It reminded me that when I was a spiritual coach and I would work with people on a one-on-one basis, one of the most common things that people would come to me for coaching about was relationships. How to attract the perfect right mate. That was on a lot of people's minds and still is today. So they would come and they would talk to me, and I would ask them a question that really was a trick question. I asked them, what do you value in a perfect relationship? And then they would list all the things that they needed the other person to have. And I would work with them on this list so we could really refine it, carefully identify those values so that we could rank them in order. We could get clear on these 3 qualities. Number 1, which values were non-negotiable? Which were important but negotiable? And which were nice, would be nice. And then when we had that clear, I would give them some homework that would surprise some of them because it was the trick part. Let's say, for example, they came up with kindness and honesty and courage as their top 3 values, or maybe it was adventure, fun, passion. Whatever the top 3 values they came up with, I would ask them to take each one at a time and write in a journal a short paragraph explaining how they expressed those values. So instead of praying for a partner with those values, you see, I turned it on them. I turned it back because I understood from what I had been taught in this movement that we are attractive to that which is alive in us. See, my values, when I live them, broadcast who I am, and that's attractive. So I was shifting their focus away from what the other people should have, away from what the other person would bring into their lives, and focus instead on how they could embody those values that were, as they stated, important to them. So I would give them a 30-day prayer practice exercise. Day 1, take that first value and prayerfully contemplate it. Do a spiritual mind treatment for themselves to embody and express it. Day 2, do the second one in the same way. Day 3, do the third one in the same way. Day 4, start again. And keep on rotating so that their prayerful attention was placed on those values that they said were important to them. Because, as I told them, values are more about how I show up than they are about how you should show up. And when I'm clear on my values, they will guide me in how to interact with you. Now, this is valid. It's so for relationships, but also for everything, I think. Politics, investing, life, shopping, everything. So one day, one of the people I was working with, I'd been coaching him on spiritual values, identification, because he was interested in having a relationship. He came back to me with a report and a problem. Because he had done the 30-day exercise and he had met somebody. So he was thrilled. And he came to me and he said, she is perfect. Except she isn't that strong on my top value. Now, I can't remember what the value was that he identified. Whatever it was, he had been focusing on it through his prayerful exercise in himself. So he was dialed into it. And he told me, look, so I took her on a date and I brought it up. And I said to her, how do you feel about X? And she was kind of lukewarm on it. It wasn't that important to her. And as he told the story to me, I could see he was struggling with it. Clearly, it felt to him like it was going to be a problem. And he wanted to find a way to move forward with this relationship, even though his values exercise were kind of screaming at him, caution, He had put all this effort into identifying and embracing his values, and then love came along. What, was it going to just all go out the window? Was he going to throw it away? How's that going to work out, he was asking. So we took a breath and we talked. Because to me, I thought he was being a little bit hardline about it, I mean, it's true that in life it's helpful to be transparent about values, I will want to know what you value if we plan to raise a child together. I will want to know what you value if you're running for office and you're asking me to vote for you. I will want to know what you value if I'm about to go into business with you and invest with you, And does that mean I only work with and I only hang out with people who share my exact values? Oh, that would be awesome. And it's unrealistic. It just doesn't match reality. And I think more realistically, spiritual living is about being in this world of diverse and shifting values with grace and understanding. And I think that becomes more possible when I get clear first on what are mine. So we talked about it. I talked about it with the guy. And I said to him, this potential new relationship that you're exploring, now you can go into it being guided by your values, because your job now is to let those values serve as boundaries for you beyond which you will not go. Let them guide you how to show up in the relationship. You can still stay true to your values. For example, if your value is adventure, be adventurous. For us too, if your top value is kindness, be kind. If your top value is inclusivity, guess what? Include. And this can be applied beyond relationship, everywhere in life. If I value peace, if I value mothers and the divine feminine, if I value life, if I value children, if I value freedom, if I value democracy, whatever it is, then let my life and my actions show it. Let me give my attention and stay true to my values so that they can guide me through this life so that I may live in an authentic way. My friend Dr. Ken Gordon, he said something that stuck with me. He said, remember, you have absolutely nothing better to do than become yourself. So I have found that with enough really solid communication, sincere respect, it is possible to have friendships and partnerships and relationships and collaborations where different values can coexist, as long as I am clear on what I will do and won't do, will be and won't be, will say and won't say. Values. Let them be a bright red line for me. You know, we have some classes, and the beautiful brochure, the catalog that Jennifer held up, the Education 2024 catalog, if you page through it, you'll see there are classes that help with this, values identification. There's one with Reverend Tara coming up, Wholeheartedly Me. It's in July. And then in August, there's one with me, Your Authentic and Innate Goodness, in which we do exercises to find out what I believe and how that's related to my values and where that comes from. And then in September with Peggy Weber, I think I saw Peggy. She's got a class, Who Am I All the Time? So you see, there's support for that, for you to discover your values. So what other ways are there that you and I can discover and know what our personal values are, whether we're talking about relationships or family or life or whatever it is? There are many ways to discover what you value. For example, take a look at how you spend your time and your attention. Take a look at how you spend your money and your resources. Take a look at who you admire and who you listen to. These will give you clues about what you value. In my book, Ordinary Goodness, which is about the spiritual values of kindness and compassion and courage, I describe an exercise that worked out very well for me to help identify my values. And it talks about how to discover what your values are by using your imagination and seeing yourself through other people's eyes. Yeah, I got to use your imagination for this. This is how it goes. So picture the scene. It's your memorial. There's somebody, and they're eulogizing you. They're speaking about you. What does the speaker say? Edward was a living example of, what do they say? That Edward, you could always count on him to what? Edward. It was clear by what he did in life that he valued what? What do they say? Because what they say, in a way, is describing the values that you demonstrated. Now note, I didn't say what you said you valued. What you demonstrated, because they see us. Here's how I described it in the book if you're having trouble answering it. If you are uncertain about how to complete these sentences, try asking close friends. Ask them how they would complete them for you. Living friends. What, in their opinion, are your values? How they respond may not match your own sense of your values, but it will give you an idea of how people experience you, and it may help you understand how the way you are showing up tells the world what you stand for. Now, if you've wandered off into your imagination in your mind with this exercise already, that's good. I understand. And perhaps you could complete it at home later on paper or with friends. Dig into it, because I've still got a lot more to share. Come back. So earlier, I mentioned that where you spend your time and attention will tell you something about your values, and those values will shape your life, and they will determine how you become yourself that Dr. Ken was talking about. In the great Indian epic poem, the Ramayana, there is a hero, Rama, and there is a villain, Ravana. The thing is that they both have a tremendous amount in common. They're both well-educated, learned. They're both noble-born. They're both very wealthy and resourced. They're both very handsome. They both have tremendous courage and talent. But one is a god, and the other is a villain. So you might ask, how is that so? What makes the one a god and the other a demon? And I believe the answer is what they give their attention to. What their values are, that makes the difference. What is alive in them, that makes the difference. The filter through which they see the world, that makes the difference. The object of their gaze, that makes the difference. In the story, the one values control and the other values collaboration. The one values being served and the other one values service. The one values agreement and the other values compliance. And these are the differences that shape them, turning the one into a deity and the other into a villain. Wherever your attention is what is determining where you are going in life. Oh, yeah. A long time ago, I was sitting with a friend and I was complaining. I was getting into it, And at some point, he said, okay, I've heard enough. I said, what? See, I had let my attention land on the horribleness of the situation that I was talking about. And this attention fixation was leading me into a very dark place, and I was becoming a villain. Because according to me, I needed to unpack it with a friend. Because it had it in my mind that if I vented and complained and explained the bitterness, that I would substantially improve the situation. There is some truth to that. Because I've done some life-changing, excellent talk therapy, and I do believe in the appropriateness of venting to a paid professional. And in that moment, my friend gave me a tremendous gift when he said, I've heard enough. Now, Edward, tell me, what is your highest thought about this situation? And I took that in. I got it. He was inviting me to notice where my attention had landed, where I was stuck, and he was inviting me to step back into my spiritual values. See, because where I was coming from at that particular time was so out of sync with my spiritual values. See, I said I wanted resolution, yet I was talking about how it couldn't possibly happen. I said I wanted clarity, yet I seemed to be focused on being right. I said I wanted peace, but I was making a case for war. I said I wanted love, but I seemed to be justifying how not being loving was okay. So when my friend said, what is your highest thought about the situation? I realized in that moment I had stepped out of becoming myself. Now look, he wasn't saying to me, suppress your anger, pretend it's not happening, stuff your feelings. In fact, he had already invested a good hour and a half listening to me deeply and validating and empathizing. In that moment when he said that, I remembered the advice I had given to that man that I was working with about relationships. If you value kindness, be kind. If you value understanding, dwell on it, and so on. So I took a breath, and I said to myself, how does my conversation right now show me what I value in this moment? And how is the way that I'm showing up right now tell where my attention... I just had a conversation with myself, gently. Because life has got challenges, so many challenges. Oh, the list is endless. I try not to use the challenges of life as an excuse for bad behavior. I'm not always good at that. And the list of difficulties that life presents, from personal difficulties in relationships to health, to the economy, to the global issues of climate change and world hunger and terrorism and the war in the Middle East and in Europe and our own upcoming election, all these cry out for my attention. And as they do, I try to remind myself to respond to them with my body, mind, and soul firmly planted in my spiritual values. One of my favorite authors, Chris Ben-Gui, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he wrote this. What if happiness isn't supposed to be the goal, but rather the byproduct, the side effect of a life of worthwhile living? Oh, that phrase, a life of worthwhile living. It reminds me of our topic, a values-led life, because I believe that living in sync with my values leads to worthwhile living when I pay attention to them. Because sometimes I do want to tune my values out. Like when love shows up. Or like when the world is difficult. Or like when injustice is rampant. Or like when I value my own comfort over freedom and safety of other people. So it becomes helpful from time to time to check in with myself and ask, am I living in sync with my values? Now, if you ask yourself this question, you may discover that sometimes you haven't been. You haven't been living in sync with what is true and important to your heart. And if that is the case, you discover that try not to slip into harsh self-criticism. And if you do, try to at least interrupt it, put it on pause. Interrupt the cruel self-talk for a moment and then gently ask yourself, like my friend asked me, what is your highest thought about this? Where is your attention currently and where would you like it to be? Remind me, ask yourself, what it is you value in this situation and how that value can guide you. And when you do identify your value, you might ask, what would my value, whatever it is, have me say right here, or be right here, or do right here? Ask yourself how you would prefer to show up. And then give yourself permission to start over, fresh, again. And remember, you have nothing better to do than to become yourself. I invite you to take a breath in with me. And as you exhale, let us move within into a moment of prayerful contemplation in which we each one acknowledge the Creator, the source of all that is. That which is everywhere present, that which is persistent, that which is across time and space, has no beginning and no end, that from which we all come. That radiant, venerable, beautiful, soulful self, our home, our source, mine, as it is for everybody. And from that identification, I realize that I experience this holy self, not only as everywhere present, but in me too. It is the author of that which is valuable and important to me. And so through this prayer, I am realigning myself with its voice within, understanding that through its diverse expression, it radiates in each one of us as a diversity of values and talents and resources, and I rejoice in that. And so I take comfort in knowing that as each one of us sinks with and tunes into that which is true and enduring within, we begin to harmonize with the voice of creation, raising one voice at a time, one consciousness at a time, humanity into its spiritual magnificence. So through that filter, we can see what is to be done, what is to be understood, what is to be said. And so reaffirming my willingness to be moved from within this way, then I give thanks. I give thanks for what is happening now and that for which is to come. Understanding that this prayer is like planting seeds in fertile soil, I rejoice too in knowing that according to the law that operates on the soil, good things are in the mix, working themselves out and coming into fruition. And I invite you to close this prayer with me by saying, and so it is. I invite you to take another deep breath in with me and to exhale. And we use that breath, that movement of the air, to make a transition into this part of our service where we practice the law of circulation. The law of circulation are those practices that keep us in the flow of life, including gratitude, giving, receiving, asking, forgiving, all of those practices. I invite you to think right now about all of the ways that the center touches your life, the music, the prayers, the classes, the messages, the community. And then think with me also about the ways that you contribute to the center through being here, through your loving kindness and prayers, through your volunteering, through your financial donations. And how in this circulatory flow we are co-creating a place, an oasis in Sonoma County, and thanks to online streaming across into places beyond our county, a circulation of good, an oasis of spirituality where people who are looking for a place to grow and learn together may call home. Thank you for your part in it. There are all kinds of ways to contribute financially, including our website's list of them, as well as the text to give. We'll leave the text to give number up in the case you'd like to snap it with your phone or try it out right now. Some of you enjoy to contribute in person, and on your way in, you may have picked up a coupon. Does anybody have one? It represents a gift already given, so that you can participate in our ceremony of receiving. I ask the ushers to stand while you prepare your gift, or if you've done so already, won't you place your hand on your chest as a symbol of your heart connection to your center, and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
God is my source. Do that stuff you do. God is my power. God gives me everything that I ever need. Everything. So I give thanks for all my blessings every day. God gives me everything that I ever need. God is my source, my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Here we go. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything. All right, Draw Cats, sing with me now. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need.
Every little thing, every little thing.
I give thanks for all my blessings.
All my blessings.
God gives me everything I need.
Everything I need.
God is my source.
My soul.
God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Are you singing?
Everything I need.
So I give thanks.
I give thanks.
All my blessings.
All my blessings.
God gives me everything. Let's talk about love. Love is my source.
Love is my source.
Love is my power.
Love is my power.
Love gives me everything.
Every little thing, every little thing.
I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Go back to God now. God is my source.
God is my soul.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything I need. I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything. Repeat that line. God gives me everything. Bring it on down, boys. God gives me everything. Every little thing, every little thing. God gives me everything. Every little thing,
Every little thing.
every little thing. Every little thing.
Every little thing.
Everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Oh, God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything I need.
Everything
So
I
I
need.
give thanks
Give thanks.
for all my blessings. Here we go.
All my
God gives me everything I need. Everything.
Every little thing.
Everything, every little.
Every little thing.
Karen Drucker, Eddie Watkins Jr., Gary Lynn Floyd. You know, they're coming back this afternoon at 4 o'clock to give us music, and more music. And there are still some tickets available, either out in the social hall or online at the website. I'm going to be here. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't miss it. Woo! Okay, I have a few announcements. Last week, we learned that many of us know we have a parking lot on the west side of our building. However, not very many people are parking there. Did anyone park in the west lot today? 2 of us and 1 almost by accident. Okay. All right. For those of you who've not yet tried it, you may not know that we have access to AT&T's paved parking lot on the west side. and the open parking lot. There are lots of spaces there. And the reason we're raising awareness about these extra parking spots is because of what's happening on June 30th. We are having only one community service that day. That's a Sunday. We are having it at 10 a.m. to celebrate our 70th anniversary. And that means we need extra parking, and guess what? We have it. The side doors of our building are open, so you can walk directly from that lot into the social hall. So I'm going to ask you to do an experiment with me. Who can commit to parking in the west parking lot next Sunday? Oh, it went up a little bit. Well, thank you. Again, this is to remind you, we have only one service on June 30th, followed by a brunch, a raffle, and we're going to be planting a time capsule. That's why it's important that we start practicing using, which way is it? That lot out west. Okay. You still have time to go. Well, you should get into the bookstore for a lot of reasons. They have such beautiful things. But today is the day they're going to draw the winner of that beautiful Buddha statue. So you still have time to get tickets. And there's another reason you might want to go in besides the beautiful gifts and books. Music. Our bookstore has accessible music for you, CDs and USB, what are they, thumb drives? Thumb drives. All their music is available. You can take them home with you. Now, do you love animals? Yes. On Sunday, May 19th, Donna Lamke offers Jinshin Jitsu for our animal friends from 1 to 3 p.m. in Wagner Hall. Jinshin Jitsu is an ancient healing art that promotes energy, flow, and balance in the body. In this fun class, we will learn Jinshin Jitsu holds to help our animal companions experiencing anxiety, discomfort, digestion issues, and more. We will be practicing the holds ourselves, on ourselves, and on stuffed animals. So don't bring your pets to the workshop. Stuffed animals. Oh, and then in June, Dr. Edward will be hosting a special workshop on what he was talking about today. Sunday, June 2nd, at 1 p.m. The workshop will go into the art of using your imagination as a spiritual practice. Now, children naturally use creativity and their imaginations. Adults sometimes lose this skill as they grow up. The art of visualization looks different for everyone, and this workshop will explore how you can use your imagination to help transform your life. Also, one more thing, we are looking for volunteers to help us at our center's booth for Santa Rosa Pride on June 1st. If that sounds like you, please stop by the info desk in the social hall. Now, May is Foster Care Month, and our nonprofit partner for this month is Our Village Closet. As you will see from the video you're about to watch, they provide services to foster parents and children in Sonoma County. After service, you can go and say hello to Executive Director Amanda Kitchens and Resource Coordinator Jennifer Griego to learn more. You will see in the social hall that we have set up a lighted giving tree with tags you can take to contribute supplies or make a donation. The giving tree will remain set up in the social hall through June 2nd, so you can drop off donations at your convenience. Thank you for being with us today. Enjoy the video and have a great week.
Our Village Closet was established as a grassroots organization, really, in late 2018 by 2 foster parents. There was a need for supplies, but also support in the foster care community. They saw the need, experienced the need themselves, and began this village to fill that need. Today, Our Village Closet improves outcomes for youth and families of foster care by providing no-cost essentials, support, and community connections. Connection is at the heart of what we do at our Village Closet. And that starts at our resource center. Youth and caregivers impacted by foster care can come in and they can find the no-cost essentials, the connection, and the support that they're seeking. We serve youth ages newborn to 25, so there's a big range of items available, from baby equipment, everything you need to take care of a baby, to pajamas, new socks and underwear, shoes, sports equipment, room decor, books, toys, art supplies. We offer new bedding and beds, strollers, car seats, and so much more. Besides showing the youth there's a community here that cares about them, we make it easier for caregivers to say yes to fostering these youth, to opening their homes. Many caregivers, whether foster, adoptive, relatives, or guardians who come into OVC, tell us that it was so much easier to say yes to the phone call about taking a placement of kids in their care, because they knew they could come to OVC and get these supplies and feel supported and understood. By the time this video is over, another child will have entered foster care in this country. In 2023, here in Sonoma County, 539 individual youth and non-minor dependents were in foster care at some point in time. Another 92 were cared for at the emergency shelter that we have, the Valley of the Moon Children's Home. We opened the OVC Resource Center in June of 2021. Before opening, we served about 30 people per month, and we were pretty excited about that. Just 1 month after opening the Resource Center, we were serving 85 youth per month, then 120, then 185, and the numbers kept growing. Today, almost 3 years later, we serve over 270 youth each month and over 115 foster caregivers. Everyone at our Village Closet is profoundly grateful to you, to the members of the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa, for selecting us as one of your 2024 nonprofit partners. Each of you is now part of this growing village of encouragement, support, and connection for the youth and the families of foster care. Well, thank you for showing up. Thank you for stepping into this village to support them. Your support makes an impact today and for many years to come.
That is so beautiful, and to be thanked when I think we ought to be thanking them. It's just beautiful. If there is something that is incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, please do not go home before you take advantage of our spiritual support. Online prayer is available. If you visit our website, you'll find the link to the individual Zoom room set up where you can receive prayer by a practitioner who's waiting right now to pray with you. Or if you're in the room, please go to the back and connect with the host, and they will connect you in turn with a prayer practitioner right here in the sanctuary so that they can custom make a spiritual mind treatment for you today. With that in mind, won't you please stand as you are able and say, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and expressed by a Spirit that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor that presence within. And so it is. Let us close in song.
Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Sing that with us. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, where there is sadness, I will bring joy. And where there is darkness, where there is darkness, I will shine. Claim it for yourself. I am an instrument of peace. Then make it your prayer. Make me an instrument of peace. All right, back to the top. Here we go. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Lift that up again. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Where there is darkness, where there is darkness, I will shine.
I will shine.
I am an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of peace. Claim it for yourself again. I am an instrument. I am an instrument of peace. Make it your prayer for the week. Make me an instrument of peace. Sing that last line again. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of
Carolyn Floyd, Eddie Walker Jr., Nick, thank you. Come back at
See you
4
this
o'clock.
afternoon.